Hi there. Let me ask you something. Does your home ever feel bigger than it used to? Like the rooms are a little too quiet, the hallways a little too long, or the stairs a bit steeper than you remember? If that sounds familiar, you're not alone. So many of us reach a point where the house that once felt full of life and laughter starts to feel more like a responsibility than a refuge. And that's why today, we're talking about something a lot of folks over 60 are considering: downsizing. Now, before you think, oh, that's not for me, just stick with me for a few minutes. Whether you're on the fence or just curious, I'll share 5 reasons why downsizing might be one of the smartest and most liberating decisions you could make in this chapter of life. First off, let's be clear. Downsizing isn't about giving up anything. It's about gaining more freedom, more peace of mind, maybe even more joy. Think of it like pruning a garden. You're not losing the flowers, you're making room for new growth. So, let's dig into those reasons, starting with one that might surprise you: your wallet. Reason number 1, financial flexibility. Now, I know talking about money isn't always comfortable, but let's face it, our needs change as we get older. Maybe the kids have moved out, and suddenly your heating rooms nobody uses, or paying property taxes on space that's just sitting there. Downsizing can free up cash in ways you might not expect. Smaller homes usually mean lower utility bills, fewer repairs, and yes, even smaller property tax bills. And if you've paid off your mortgage, selling a larger home could mean walking away with a tidy sum to pad your retirement savings, take that dream trip, or help out a grandkid with college. Take my neighbors, the Johnsons. They sold their 4-bedroom house, bought a cozy condo, and used the extra money to finally visit Italy. Jean told me, "We're not just living smaller, we're living richer." Now, reason number 2 is all about simplicity. Let's call it less stuff, less stress. Remember when we were younger and accumulating things felt like success? A bigger house, more furniture, shelves of knickknacks. But these days, do you really want to spend your time dusting shelves, reorganizing closets, or worrying about a leaky roof in a house that's got more space than you need? Downsizing forces you to ask, what do I truly love? What do I actually use? It's not about tossing memories. It's about curating your life. Imagine a home where everything has its place, where cleaning takes an afternoon instead of a weekend, where your garden is a few potted plants on a patio instead of a half-acre battle with weeds. Sounds pretty nice, doesn't it? And here's reason 3, safety and accessibility. Now, this might not be top of mind today, but our needs can change down the road. Those stairs to the 2nd bedroom might be fine now, but what about in 5 years? Or if a knee or a hip starts acting up? A smaller, single-level home, or even a retirement community, can be a game changer. Wider doorways, no tripping hazards, maybe even grab bars in the shower. It's not about getting old. It's about staying independent longer. My friend did downsize to a ranch-style home last year, and he put it perfectly. I don't miss those stairs one bit. Now I've got energy left to actually enjoy my day. Now, I know what some of you might be thinking. But what about my things? My memories? The kids' artwork still on the fridge? Trust me, we'll get into that, because downsizing isn't about leaving behind what matters. It's about making space for what matters most. But before we go further, let's take a quick pause. Grab a cup of tea, stretch your legs, and when you come back, we'll talk about 2 more reasons, including one that might just make you rethink what home really means. Welcome back. Now, where were we? Yes, making space for what matters most. And that brings us to reason number 4, community and connection. Let's be honest, as we get older, it's easy to feel a little isolated. Maybe the neighbors you once chatted with over the fence have moved, or the kids are too busy to visit as often as you'd like. But downsizing doesn't just mean a smaller house. It can mean a bigger life. Think about retirement communities or active adult neighborhoods. These places are designed with you in mind. Picture this: morning coffee with friends, book clubs, gardening groups, even dance classes right down the hall. My cousin Martha moved to one of these communities 2 years ago, and she's never been busier. She jokes, "I need a calendar just to keep up with all the lunches and lectures." point is, being around people in the same stage of life can spark joy you didn't know you were missing. And it's not just about activities. It's about knowing someone's always there. No more shoveling snow alone or worrying if you'll hear the doorbell. You're part of a neighborhood that gets you. Now, I know what some folks worry about. Will I lose my independence? But here's the thing. Communities like these are all about supporting your independence. You've still got your own space, your own routine. The difference: help is right there if you need it. My friend Helen put it this way. It's like having training wheels for aging. You can pedal as fast as you want, but there's comfort knowing they're there. And if organized communities aren't your style, downsizing to a smaller neighborhood with sidewalks and front porches can work wonders. Suddenly, you're waving to folks on your evening stroll, sharing tomatoes from your garden, or borrowing a cup of sugar. It's the kind of connection we all crave, isn't it? Which brings us to reason 5, freeing up time for what you love. Let's face it, maintaining a big home eats into your days. Hours spent mowing lawns, cleaning gutters, or fixing creaky cabinets. But imagine reclaiming that time. Imagine weekends filled with grandkids, painting classes, volunteering, or finally writing that memoir. Downsizing isn't about losing space, it's about gaining time. Take my friend Carl. After he and his wife moved to a townhouse, he started teaching woodworking at the local community center. He told me, "I spent years building a house. Now I'm building memories." And his wife, Lois, she joined a hiking group and just finished a trail she'd been dreaming about for decades. That's the magic here. When you're not tied down by upkeep, you're free to rediscover yourself. Maybe it's traveling, maybe it's learning to play the piano, or maybe it's simply having the energy to play with your grandkids without feeling exhausted afterward. Now, I won't sugarcoat it. Letting go of a family home can tug at your heart. Those walls hold decades of memories. But here's what I've learned from folks who've done it. The memories don't live in the bricks. They live in you. One couple I know held a farewell party before they sold their house. Their kids and grandkids came over, and they all wrote notes on the bare walls, inside jokes, favorite moments, even handprints. Then they took photos of every scribble. Now we've got the memories and the freedom. They told me, it's not about erasing the past. It's about making room for the future. Change can feel daunting, I know, but sometimes the bravest step isn't holding on. It's letting go, to make room for what's next. And if you're sitting there thinking, but where do I even start? Well, that's a conversation worth having. For now, just let these ideas simmer. Picture your ideal day, what's in it? Who's there? How does it feel? Because at the end of the day, that's what this is all about. Designing a life that lets you breathe easier, laugh louder, and wake up excited for what's ahead. You know, there's a saying I love. A ship in harbor is safe, but that's not what ships are built for. And isn't that true for all of us? We might feel safe in the homes we've known for decades, surrounded by familiar walls and routines. But deep down, we're built for more, for adventure, for ease, for living, not just maintaining. So if the idea of downsizing has been on your mind, but something's holding you back, let's talk about that. Maybe you're thinking, but this house is my story. How do I let go? I get it. Those creaky floorboards, they're the soundtrack to your life. The kitchen table, it's where you fed scrape-knee grandkids and hosted holiday feasts. But here's the beautiful thing. You're the story. Not the walls, not the floors, you. And stories keep unfolding. Think of downsizing as turning the page to a new chapter, one where you're the author. My Aunt Rita sold her house last year and moved into a bright little apartment. At first, she worried it'd feel empty without her things. But you know what she told me? Turns out, all I really needed was my favorite chair, my photo albums, and my coffee mug. The rest was just noise. Now, if you're wondering how to even begin, start small. You don't have to tackle the attic in a weekend. Open one drawer, pick one shelf. Ask yourself, does this bring me joy? Does it serve me? And if the answer's no, thank it, let it go, and make space for what's next. Remember the Johnsons from earlier? They started by gifting their old dining set to their daughter. Now, Jean said, every time we visit, we gather around that table. It's still part of our story, just in a new way. And here's the real secret. Downsizing isn't an ending. It's an invitation. An invitation to spend less time managing and more time living. To wake up in a home that fits you like a favorite sweater. To spend your energy on people and passions, not plumbing and property taxes. It's about trading someday for today. So, if you take one thing from this conversation, let it be this. You deserve a life that feels light. A life where every day is about you. What you love, who you love, and how you want to spend your precious time. Whether that means a cozy condo, a retirement village buzzing with friends, or a little cottage with a garden just your size. Trust that it's never too late to choose joy. Now I'd love to hear from you. Have you downsized? Are you thinking about it? Share your story in the comments below. Let's inspire each other. And if this video resonated with you, hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. We're here to help you navigate this amazing chapter with grace, guts, and a whole lot of gusto. Here's to your next adventure, however big or small it may be. Cheers, friends.